o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Our goal there is to get these kids working hard, put them in front of the best possible conditions we could get.
Okay.
We've got a world champion coming. I mean, I can't say too much more than that.
That's awesome.
Movement. There's two different types of wrestlers that I've kind of broken it down to. There's the kind of like Niles, who's
Sure.
very, very highly technical. I've known Niles for years. We wrestled in high school together, and he's one of the most technical guys that I know. So when it comes to coaching, he's very good at teaching that technique.
Okay.
But then there's the athlete, the one that is going to go to a wrestling camp and is going to see all these different very technical moves that they're never going to use. They're going to revert right back to what they enjoy doing, which is just being an athlete and flowing. The difference in this camp that I'm going to definitely make sure happens and will bring is they're going to have that athletic side too. There's wrestling that's force. You're going to try and force, and then there's times when you have to close your eyes and just feel. So for me, I was never that guy that's going to be able to out-technique someone, but I was very good at being able to close my eyes and understand how wrestling works based off just pure movements.
Wow.
As long as you learn the techniques of wrestling, and in any sport, there's certain steps, there's certain angles in every sport that have already been created for us. So all we have to do is learn those, bring them into our muscle memory, and then off that we can put our own spin, our own athletic creativity onto those moves. And then, before you know it, you're inventing new moves. And that's how every martial art, every sport, every movement has evolved. So the athletes are what bring evolution to wrestling. So it's very important that we have not just very highly technical wrestlers, but athletes that are also coaching as well. So that's going to be the difference, besides just the sports performance part, because I'm also a trainer here, so a lot of what I do gears towards sports performance as well, which we will have. Movements that every wrestler should be doing from every age. There's different progressions of every push-up. A 90-year-old woman might do a push-up on her knees as opposed to Adrian Peterson, who might be doing a one-arm push-up onto a box while having to juggle something, So it's a progression. Same thing with wrestling. There's always a progression to every movement, and we're going to make sure that, especially in the sports performance, the weights conditioning side, that they understand where they're at in that progression and where they need to be at the end of the year or at the end of their career, and how they can measure their improvement. And the same thing goes for the mat. The technique, the philosophies, you have to understand what type of wrestler you are and what philosophy you want to use and what you want to create. And that's what's going to separate us from every other wrestling camp.